Welcome back to Keys to the Coast, where we bring you the people, places, and properties that make the coast home. I'm your host, Kensie Gentry, and today's episode is a special one because we're sitting down with a teammate, rockstar agent, and also my brother-in-law, Tyler Cook.
What's going on?
In this episode, we're pulling back the curtain on some of our biggest wins and biggest lessons in real estate. Let's start from the top. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
I'm Tyler. I've been on the team now for 8 or 9 years, I believe. Mm-hmm. Sandy is my mother-in-law. You are my sister-in-law.
Yep.
So it's fun.
It is fun. Tell me a little bit about your family.
I have 2 beautiful daughters and a beautiful wife. My oldest is 5. My youngest is 2. And yeah, they are definitely my world after Jesus.
Tell me a little bit about you. You've always lived in West Michigan, correct?
That is correct, yep.
It's been so cool for me personally to watch your journey because I've seen it from both the family side and the team side. I still remember when you got your license. I think it was like you were there all the time when you first started. I remember this is before you had kids. Mm-hmm. And I remember we got a call in. And it was like your first call that ever came in. And me and you were like freaking out looking at the MLS trying to like pull up. Do you remember that when I was an admin?
Oh, yeah.
We were like trying to look up
those first times, those call-ins. My office was really close to Sandy's office too.
Yeah.
That I thought that was like she wanted me there because that was the best space for me. But really, I think she was just trying to listen to make sure that I'm saying the right
100%.
things on the phone.
Yeah.
So that's always nerve-wracking because you have 2 admins and Sandy listening, over her shoulder, making sure you're saying all the right things. So
yeah,
and that sticks with you. That's not just the first couple call-ins, but that's it takes a couple years under your belt to feel comfortable in your own skin, talking to clients, not for talking to them, but when Sandy's listening.
That's so true. So true. You really do bring something steady and solid to all of our clients. You're always so level-headed and so well-spoken when you're talking to clients. Has real estate always been on your radar or something you have always wanted to pursue? Tell me a little bit about how you got into it.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that real estate itself for me was never on the radar, not even a little bit, actually. And I appreciate the compliment, by the way, too, and I'll get to that part of it. But I think obviously my mother-in-law is my boss and she's here.
Goes
right?
without saying. Yep.
We got married. I was in the landscaping business, irrigation, snow plowing, and I liked it. I still would like it. I feel like if I was in it, but I love what I do now better. But the only reason I really did is I was talking to Sandy one day and I said, "Hey, do you think I'd be a good real estate agent?" And she said, "Yeah, I think you would." And I told my wife, I'm like, "I'm going to get my real estate license." And she pretty much laughed and was like, "Yeah, right." And I'm like, why not? I love talking to people. I love the idea of it. And yeah, so from there it was kind of, I just went with it and I ran hard after it.
You did.
I never really expected to do it. And I knew if I was going to make it happen, then I had to give it everything, and that's pretty much what I did. So.
And you did. Not that you still hustle very hard, but I had a lot of fun those first couple years because I was in an admin role, and again, you were always the last agent to leave besides Sandy, but it was really fun to see the hustle and you giving so much heart into it at the beginning, and you really do have to. I mean, this is not a 9-to-5 job. This is 24/7. And obviously it's nice because we can set our schedules and be flexible around our family, but you do have to give it all, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's to what you were saying just about the way it's been for me. I feel like if you try too hard at being the perfect real estate agent, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's just, I try so hard to just be myself and be genuine with people and help people. And I feel like through that, the rest is going to figure itself out. You know what I mean? It's don't try so hard to paint yourself as a picture of this certain agent that does everything a certain way, but just painting yourself as who you are and helping people the way that God calls me to, and the way that my parents would have raised me to treat people. And it's pretty simple,
No, and I feel like people see the authenticity, there's like, they can tell if you truly care about them, if you're trying to just get the sale done.
Right.
So being yourself, because you do have such a caring heart, really does shine through with all the clients. And it's so true. Most clients end up being friends. You spend a lot of time with people when you're looking for homes, and this is a huge decision, a huge financial decision, a huge move for their family. So you really do, you have to be authentic when you're, walking people through this.
Yeah, it's hard. You go into these stages where you're these people's, it feels like some of your best friends, and then all of a sudden you get to closing, and we're still there making touches. Hey, can I help with anything? Come to our event. But when you're going from talking to them every night, at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and hey, how's it going? Oh, how was that thing this weekend? Then all of a sudden, it's hard, but that's part of it.
Yep, and going to showings with them, and usually we see some pretty fun things. So that kind of rolls into my next question. What has been the most surprising part of the job for you, or something you didn't expect when you started?
The most surprising part, something you didn't expect. I would say you can start your day off or your week off and feel so awesome, like $1 million. Like, listen, I am gonna kill all my goals this year. Like you're like, wow, this is gonna be the best month I've ever had. And literally before the end of the day, so that's 8 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, it can all be gone. Like, and I'm not even talking from a value of, hey, the money I'm going to make. It's not about that, but you're excited. You get properties locked up. And you think that you have your week figured out on how everything's going to go, and it all just explodes. And I think it took me, I'm still learning that, but it's taken me a long time just to realize that there's going to be deals that don't go the way you think, and there's going to be deals that don't make it to the closing table. There's going to be clients that change their mind last minute when you're like, this is everything you wanted. That's just kind of part of it.
Yep, that's so true. And even, I know you said the week, but that's how sometimes our days go.
Right.
It's so hard for me to even, obviously schedule. We do closings and stuff with family, but there'll be days where I have nothing on my calendar, and then I'm out showing homes till 10:30 at night. So you never know what we're going to get into. And that also jumps me into the good stuff. Real estate is full of wild stories. I want to hear one of your most memorable wins. So it could be a huge deal or as simple as a moment that made you proud to be an agent.
It's really hard to pick one thing that I would say, oh, this was and it sounds cheesy, but every single client that I help is an opportunity to bring joy to them or excitement. And sometimes not, right? Sometimes these situations are, not happy situations, but I feel like I'm there to be positive and be a light, whether it's a happy time or a sad time, or maybe it's a hard time that a family's going through. So I would say the wins are in all the small things that happens with the clients. It's not, necessarily this one particular deal. But yeah, overall, that's why I'm in it, and that's why I like to do it, is that interaction with the people and the wins, because there's going to be big wins, right? We lock up a house that had multiple offers, and our offer is the best, but it's in all those little moments to see the excitement for people. It's a big step in their life. So
that is so good. I feel like the best part of this job is seeing those full circle moments and being able to look at it from above, whether it be the big deals or the small deals. It's really about the relationships. Now let's talk lessons. Every great win usually comes with some challenges. Can you tell us about a deal that almost fell through, or something that you've learned the hard way, which every single one of us agents have?
Yeah, and it doesn't stop, right? I know I heard you and Kelly talking about that on a podcast. We're constantly learning. In the moment where you think that and have seen it all, you don't. But I guess I would go to that feeling that if you ask any real estate agent, they probably know what I'm talking about, but they choose not to see it. And here's what it is. You have a house, we have one listed, it's been on the market for a minute, and maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and we get that offer, and it doesn't have a pre-approval letter or anything. It doesn't have a proof of funds, but it's coming, right? It's on the way. You don't know the agent maybe well, maybe you do, but you choose not to really think about it in the moment because you're like, okay, it's probably coming. Anyway, you don't lock up that bottom line signature. You're about 2 days in, you still haven't seen, something doesn't feel right, and things aren't adding up. And I've had deals like that. I had one recently in North Muskegon, and it didn't feel right from the beginning. We talked to the seller about it. We decided, hey, we're going to keep rolling with it, even though this doesn't seem right.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 20 days,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this guy ghosted us, never turned in his deposit, all of that.
Yeah.
So that intuition, when you feel like this is probably not the real deal, this buyer's probably not real, or what do you mean they want to buy it with Bitcoin and send it to their girlfriend? Like all those things that sometimes we choose, like maybe it is real and you want to, you know, just play it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not.
Yep.
So we try our best to protect our sellers and our buyer, well, mostly just sellers in that aspect, and we do protect them. We're not going to lock into something if we don't have that proof of funds or that pre-approval. But sometimes, you know, these buyers are getting proof of funds letters from these random places where they can go online. I found out, and type in, pay $20 and get pretty much the letter to say whatever they want, make it look legit. So I think going the extra mile to make sure that they're protected because of the times where, you know, we've been stuck in time off market that we didn't want to be. Yeah.
Speaking of Bitcoin, didn't Sandy just do a deal with Bitcoin?
I think she did. Yeah, I think it started off as one of those stories we just talked about. And that's what's so hard, right? Is you don't want to judge what comes in. You don't want to look at it and be like, this isn't real, and then just disregard it, because our times are always changing, whether it be how somebody purchases something or...
Right.
So I did. I think she closed on a lakefront property in West Oliver, Grand Haven.
Yeah, beautiful home.
And the buyer used Bitcoin.
Yeah, and it's so funny. You never know, because again, we get a lot of spam calls. We get a lot of, you know, things that are not real. But yeah, we got to give that time and attention. Sandy does, and it paid off.
Yep, that is the truth. It's not a long story, so I won't drag it out. It's a pretty short story, but. If any agent knows when they're showing a house, if there's a cat involved in the house, usually in showing time, there's a description that says, do not let out the cat.
Yes.
Cat in home, watch out for cat. Got it? Which is pretty common practice. Like if you walk in a house and see a cat, it belongs in the house.
Right.
So we wrap up a showing. I don't even remember what the house was. And I'm on my way out and there's a cat by the door. I'm like...
Inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay.
Outside the door. I'm putting the key back in the lockbox. And I'm like... I don't even remember this cat getting out. So what do? I'm like, he's by the door. Put him inside the door. Shut it up, lock it up, get in the truck, leave. Text the agent, hey, just so you know, the cat got out. Sorry about that, but he is back inside. Yeah. Response back. They don't have a cat. So I'm like,
How far away were you when you got the text back from the house?
I think it was too far.
Oh no!
It was too late, and I think it was a local agent, and I think they just said, hey, they're going over there to take care of it. I think they had some cats that were roaming the neighborhood. So,
oh no.
Anyway, yeah, so verify that the household has the pet before placing the pet in the house.
That's a really good lesson. So with, obviously, you know, we have a lot of lessons. There's always things that we're learning. Real estate's changing every day. How real estate's done is changing every day. We're always adapting. What do you take away from any of your experiences, you know, negative or positive, and how did it change the way that you handle things now?
I would say with everything that we learn every year, that I've learned every year, and taking it into the next deal, is being nice to people. Mm-hmm. A lot of the agents in our area we're going to work with a lot, so it's always helpful. You know, people make mistakes. Other agents make mistakes. I make mistakes. We
all do. Mm-hmm.
And how you respond to that in the moment is going to stick with you for the rest of your time as an agent. So it's working together. I like to think of it as other agents out there aren't our competition as much as we're all we're all on the same team. Yeah,
right.
We're working the same business to help buyers and sellers do that, buy and sell. And if we're not going to play nice with the other agents and the other people around us and mortgage companies, and it's going to make your job a lot harder, and it's going to then reflect on our buyers and sellers. It's going to make it harder for them.
Right.
So there's a way to fight strong for your clients without fighting with other agents.
Yes, that's true. I know, I've always said that, because at the end of the day, like, we're all working towards the same goal. And we all sell each other's listings. You know, you don't just sell only yours. Like, we can work and show anyone has a house listed. We can show their homes that are with other agents. So, you know, we really are coworkers. You know, we're going to work with other people. outside of our office.
And a lot of the times, all the agents usually it's really great. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of great agents in this area.
So that's definitely nice to have. When we talk about playing nice with each other too, it comes in the advantage of helping our clients directly in the sense of these relationships that we're building in the community with other agents. Mm-hmm. They know our name and they trust us. They've done deals with us. They've seen us from start to close multiple times. So with that, when we're in those multiple offer situations, again, there's a ton of great agents out there. I'm not saying that there's not, but what I am saying is when you do the volume that we're doing and building the relationships, it gives us that unique ability to be able to help guide them through the process and get them to the close because of the relationship we might have with that listing agent or that buyer's agent. They trust our track record, and I would like to think that a lot of agents would say that about me. But
one thing we talk about a lot on this podcast is the power of relationships, like we were just mentioning. How has working on a team shaped your real estate journey?
So I have a unique perspective than some agents that are here because I have always started with a team, So for me, real estate, like I obviously know, right? I'm not blinded to the fact that other people don't have teams, but it's just how I started and how I came in. With that, I think it shaped how I do everything. Kelly, he's the guy around here that, I usually go to him first if I have something new that I haven't experienced. I pick his brain on it.
Same.
And he's kind of that guy in the office. And then obviously Sandy's been doing it forever as well. If we can't get into a house to show it because of our schedules, we have the other people on the team. I can call Ken's, I can call whoever it might be to say, hey, can you cover me for this?
Yep.
And the way that we're all striving for the same goal and have each other's backs, I think is pretty cool. But I'm a bad person to explain it from a perspective of what was it like before and what is it like now? There's a lot of good agents, but I feel like having the ability for our team to be here and service people, I don't see how one person can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As well as that we can as just a unit to move forward and take care of our clients. So don't get me wrong, it can be done, but I just feel like looking at it this way is the only way to help people buy and sell.
Right. And especially, I've been in the industry for 10 years, you the same, it's not just my knowledge that I can dive into, it's the knowledge of everybody on the team. Having a team that's collaborative and not competitive really does make such a difference. I've learned so much from watching how you handle your clients and carry yourself, and it's been really just cool to see you grow as an agent. What I like to do on each podcast episode is a few rapid fire questions. What is your go-to coffee order before a long day of showings?
Black.
Black? I drink black coffee too.
That's
unlike Kelly, whose looks like chocolate milk.
You want some coffee with that cream?
What's your favorite neighborhood or town on the coast? I know that's hard because there's a lot of nice ones.
I mean, I like Grand Haven. I live in Spring Lake, but what's cool about our little Tri-Cities right there is you're kind of in all of them at the same time. You can drive anywhere from where I live in Spring Lake and be in, 5 different cities in less than 10, 15 minutes.
That's so true.
It's very central. So.
Yep. And each one does offer a little bit different too, which it's nice that they are so close.
Right.
Dream listing, what would it look like?
Ooh, dream listing would...
One that sells in a day.
Yeah. I'll list anything. If you want me to sell something, you calling me to list your property is my dream. So
love it.
We'll stick with that, and then also say probably like I didn't even think about this beforehand, so maybe it sounds crazy, but like a hunting lodge with fenced in property, maybe multiple cabins, and then like a deer farm. Like you purchase the deer with it, you purchase the 4-wheelers. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you're like, that's what you want. Yep. What is one word that describes your real estate style?
Honest.
Love that. Integrity and honesty. Important. Best piece of advice you'd give to someone buying or selling real estate right now?
Work with the Sandy Gentry team.
Love it. Okay, last rapid fire question. Give me your best mother-in-law Sandy story, either personal or business or both.
Business or both. That's the fun part, right? Is it constant? We're trying to, I think, both separate the two, right?
Yeah, the family dynamic can be hard.
obviously they come together. So
Yes.
It's not one particular time, but it'll be like we're all together on the weekend and we're talking about something, and then I'll slip in, hey, did you get that offer?
Yeah.
And she'll quick respond, and then we'll go back to what we're doing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I feel like our families are used to it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
trying to make those times separate. But we were out to dinner one time at Hearthstone in Muskegon, and I think I just had my youngest, Haven, and she was in her high chair by the table, and this couple at this table next to us was, looking over, and we noticed, and, oh, how old is she?
Yeah.
What's her name? She's so cute, and asking all those questions.
Yeah.
And I answered them, and then went back to eating my food, right? Like a normal person would at the restaurant. And Sandy just looked at me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And she's like, do you have any business cards?
Yeah.
I'm like, they might, maybe in the car. Why? She's like, you got to get them a business card. I'm like, they just thought Haven was cute.
Yeah.
She's like, no, that's an opportunity. So with that, it's funny, but it's true, right? Like everyone around us is an opportunity to be able to, hey, just so you know, I'm Tyler, and that's my identity is in Jesus. I'm Tyler. This is my family, but also I'm a real estate agent.
Yes.
And if you need help with anything, be sure to give me a call. So I think with that at first, and I was young. You got to remember, I started in real estate when I wasn't 21. I
You were a young
buck.
buck.
19 or 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still growing, right? I'm still prideful. I didn't like when she would do that because I'm sitting here going, let me enjoy my dinner.
Yeah.
But at the same time, through that, she's pushing me to be a better agent. She's pushing me towards what it's going to take to get your name out there, to have those conversations, be uncomfortable and let people know you're there to help them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's so fun because we do, like you mentioned first, when we're at, a family dinner, we're having fun. And then, hey, did you hear that? Or what'd you hear back? And, we do that here at the office too. It's not always business professional.
Right, it goes both ways.
Right? Yep. We have a lot of fun. You guys kind of have laid off this a little while, but Kelly and Ty were quite the pranksters the first couple of years I was here. And it's so funny too, because Sandy just eats it up. She loves it, When we were first redoing our office, they were starting to demo it. And so the kitchen, everything was kind of tore apart. And Sandy would always do her hot water. Anyone that knows Sandy, she drinks a lot of hot water. And so she was going to fill up her water bottle, and we had done a rubber band around the thing that shoots water. So, of course, I was in Kelly's office recording. And she comes and flips the water on, and it just completely soaks her. And we made sure to do it at the end of the day so she wouldn't have to go to any meetings. But she just thought it was hilarious. So I like how she can blend, even at the office, we have some of those funny family times too.
100%. Yeah, I mean, we're professional, but we're here to help people have fun, and that's what's awesome about it.
Ty, thank you so much for hanging out today and sharing your heart and some of the behind-the-scenes moments that we don't always get to talk about, especially on a podcast. These stories remind us that every home and clients have a journey, and so do we.
I love that. And where are the keys? I think we should have like a jingle.
Yeah.
Where we shake the keys.
We need to actually have some keys to the coast. That'll be the tagline.
No, thanks for having me, and hope to be back on here soon.
Yes.
Hey, friends, check out what's going on this weekend. Downtown Grand Haven, they have the farmers market. With farmers markets, Kenz, I always bring cash. Are you a credit card kind of girl?
Well, it used to only be cash, so you only had to bring cash. But now a lot of the vendors do accept card or Venmo. So
Venmo's huge. Yeah, Bitcoin. Any Bitcoin?
I don't know if they accept Bitcoin.
Well,
you can try
cash.
it.
Cash is king.
Go get your asparagus. Okay, and then what do we have that they could do later in the evening after they go to the farmers market?
Hey, when you get done eating all those vegetables, man, there's some great vegetables down there.
And popcorn. You have to get the kettle corn.
Yeah, Matt is a good friend of mine.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh,
North
nice.
Muskegon guy. You'd love it.
Shout out to Matt with the kettle corn.
Kettle corn. Bring cash. That guy likes cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take note.
So then after that, you get filled up, you have a great day, and then you walk down, sit down, check out the musical fountain. It's amazing. It's every night during the summer, but right now it's just over the weekend, and it's straight up buck wild.
Yeah. And they usually do theme nights too. So check out the Grand Haven area website, and they typically post like what themes they're going to do. I think they do that on their Facebook too. So they'll do like a Frozen night or an 80s night. So I think they'll start that probably when it gets a little warmer.
We just absolutely love this area.
Yes, the musical fountains are great. I love how, obviously, I'm born and raised here, and the musical fountains, every time I go still, it's like, I forget this is here, and it's so cool.
especially like when you get a group of guys together and it's Frozen night. You just sing, "Let it go."
Let me know next time you get a bunch of guys together and go to Frozen, because I am filming that.
Have a great day.
Make sure to follow and subscribe to Keys to the Coast for more stories, insight, and inspiration from right here in West Michigan. Until next time, I'm Kensie, and this is Keys to the Coast.